third.
Welcome back. Blake Cousins here, Third Phase Moon. We're on our way to a location to meet up with two eyewitnesses who apparently saw a UFO over the Kohala coast just off the Fairmont Orchid Hotel. We're en route to Lapahoihoi to meet up with them. Lots of reports of UFOs right here in Hawaii. Okay, we're here on location in Lapahoihoi. We're going to be meeting up with Chris and John, who had their sighting right here on the Big Island. Chris.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. John, appreciate it. We're going to be going over their eyewitness testimony. All right, Chris, tell me what went down and how'd you capture this event?
So, okay, we were staying at the Fairmont Orchid on the Kohala coast?
Yeah, the Kohala coast.
The Kohala coast, north of here. And it was evening, the sun had gone down, we'd had dinner, and I went out onto my deck just to check my messages on my cell. And where I was sitting was looking toward the ocean, and I saw this light flickering, and my first thought was like, oh, it's a twinkling star. And then I looked around and I realized none of the other stars looked like that, and also all the other stars were stationary, but this was sort of, it kind of almost was moving like a gnat flying around, you know, when they're in your face like that. And so we ran and got the binoculars, and I could see that it was a ring of lights, and even though it was sort of twitchy and stuff, it stayed in the same spot, and it stayed in and that was about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it never moved, so it wasn't a plane, helicopter, or anything. It never moved, it hovered.
Yeah, there was no sound. I mean, if that was a jet, you would
shape.
Hear the motors from there even,
yeah.
You know, and if it was a helicopter, at the most, I think it would have just been like this, but it was more like the movement was like this.
It was there for half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then, so I had started filming, and I tried to blow up on my iPhone 6, which has a good camera, but no, I'm only saying so people know the kind of camera, and it has a really good camera, but it's nighttime. The good thing about the Big Island is that the lights are low because of the observatories. And so I zoomed in, and I got it, so hopefully you'll see at least the movement at the very least. You could see it better with your naked eye, perfect with the binoculars, and then I finally got the binoculars because I wondered if the movement was me being shaky because it was such a long ways away. So I set up the binoculars on the railing of the balcony on a towel so that they would be stable. And then we were able to kind of crouch down and see it without any movement. And that's when you could see so clearly that it was sort of a oval. It wasn't circular. It was like a oval-shaped ring.
Wow.
Of lights, and they were different colors.
They seem to be mostly red and green to me.
Seemed to be mostly red and green, and like yellow.
Maybe.
But it was like, as it would move, it would leave like a little rainbow.
Like a little tracer?
Tracers, yeah, like colored tracers. It seemed like the.
Well, it didn't look like it moved to me. It looked like it was moving, like it stayed stationary.
Like it was,
but
yeah, it was stationary, but it
was
was moving.
I don't know.
Does that make sense? Like it wasn't going side to side or anything, but even though it's stationary, the craft itself, or whatever it was, or whatever they were, because
like changing shape.
I can't say for sure that the lights were connected, but they stayed in order, and there was easily several to a dozen lights around it.
You know, it's quite interesting that this sighting happened just within a week of our sighting right here on the Hamakua coast. We put that up on our radio show on Third Phase of Moon. But to have your sighting, and you contacted us just about, what, 12 hours ago.
Yeah, as soon because it just blinked out, because I said once I'd gotten the binoculars all fixed really great, I said, John, come out here, you gotta see it, this is even better. I'm looking at it as he walks out, it just gone. Like no movement, just gone.
Was there anybody else in the area right at the hotel? Did you want to get anybody else's attention? Hey, look, do you know what that is?
I don't know if anybody heard me, because I definitely was on the balcony going, oh my God, I think this is a UFO.
Oh, wow.
We were a little too stunned to think of what to do.
Yeah, we were too stunned. We were like, and honestly, if I hadn't have had my camera checking my messages, I probably wouldn't have even thought to even try to film it, because I was so caught up in just noticing how well I could see it.
And I was trying to figure out how big it could be, and there was no way to tell.
I mean, it just seems...
It's just in the black sky, and it just hovered there.
Yeah, I can't even think of a way to guess.
And then what made you contact Third Phase of the Moon? How did that all go down?
I had seen you guys, I had stumbled across you guys on YouTube, and I remembered that you were in Hawaii. I had no idea you were here. so I thought, well, you know, and I contacted you right when I was seeing it, because I thought, well, I didn't know if you're OCD enough to be always checking your messages, but I thought, well, if he happens to see this now, he might be able to see it, you know, and back me up.
Nice.
So that was my thinking.
Well, it was pretty cool waking up this morning, going over our emails, which we do constantly, looking out for sightings from around the world, and boom, we're here within, you know, 12 hours of the sighting on location while they're on their way to check out the volcano. Chris, appreciate it, John. Hey, thanks a lot for sharing your incredible sighting with us. We're going over the video.
I hope you get something out of the video. If not, well, you know, we tried.
So you've said you've seen UFOs before over for quite a while, right?
Yeah, my first memory of ever having a sighting was as a real little kid. Like, I couldn't have been more than 10 years old, and it was in Indiana, and my mom and I were sitting on the front porch. It was the evening, it was summer, and sort of see how those trees are, and there's the power lines over them. Like that, above those trees where the power lines were, we saw a UFO that just stopped and would go this way, and then stop, and then go this way, and then just whoosh. And I remember Mom calling the police and reporting it, because we just didn't know what to do. And that was the first time, and I've seen them kind of all throughout my life. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, you know, with an experience like that, it's always a good idea to keep your eyes on the skies. You know, if anybody out there has captured anything in regards to the UFO phenomenon, contact Third Phase of the Moon via Skype, Facebook. We're standing by. Blake Cousins, we'll see you again next time. Awesome, guys. Appreciate that.